Hey there! So I want to take a minute to talk to you before I start the video for today. I know I've been trying to make a lot of videos about being positive and creating stuff and starting seeds, and I think I'm trying to be as helpful as possible for you guys. I know this is a time of uncertainty and uneasiness, and I really want to try to do my part to help out as much as possible. And I think what I can do right now is to try to share with you sort of what I'm going through and what's going on here. And I know a lot of you are home and have more time in your hands, so maybe a few extra videos might be better to take your mind off of things. I know that I've been struggling with sort of what content to create right now, and I mentioned that in a previous video because it just seems weird to be doing normal videos right now when the life is just not normal whatsoever. And I've really been inspired by Matty Hapoya, and if you don't know who he is, he's a YouTuber and a filmmaker, not a farmer, and he sort of threw out the challenge of people trying to vlog more or to make more content and just share what people are going through so we can all connect and realize we're all in this together. And I think that's a really cool idea. So I am going to try to do a daily vlog for as long as I can. I've never done anything like this before, but I'll try to go for a month. We'll see. But if it's not every day, it'll be almost every day. I'll do my best. And really highly recommend you check out Matty's channel. I'll put a link down below. And other than that, guys, on to the video for today. Working on the irrigation system today, and this is really the first push that we're going to do with that. And I mentioned in previous videos that we have this unbelievable rainwater capture system over here that was installed a few years ago, and so it hasn't been used in a while. There's no pump for it, and we just got a pump we're going to be installing. So before we get into working on it today and trying to get that working for us on the farm here, let me first explain a little bit how it works. So this is a pretty hardcore system that was installed here, and I'm just very grateful that it's already here. The water is captured off of the buildings over here. There's stores, there's a restaurant here and some other stores, and so a fraction of the roof gets collected and gets piped down to this right here, and there's a filter in here, and there's also an overflow which goes out into our rain garden. And as the water gets filtered, it goes into this tank under here, and there's a pump in here with a float valve. And when the system over there in the tanks, there's a float in there too, and so when the water level drops, it tells this pump to turn on, and this pump will only turn on if there's water in here. So when it does rain, if there is space in the tanks up there, it will just pump the water up there. So this is all underground, very little maintenance other than cleaning out the filter, and yeah, collects a lot of water. There's a pretty good sized roof over there. All the plumbing's underground. It's a really nice installation, and when the water comes from the collection system over there into these tanks, it comes in through these big pipes, and these two are tied together. That way this acts as one tank, so it'll rise and fall as one tank. One of the other cool features about the system is that when the water level drops, as you use more water, there's another float valve in here that is connected to city water. So I don't know exactly the height of it, but at some point when it drops below, the city water will fill up to a smaller amount, and that way it just keeps the system going. You don't have to manually switch it over to another water source if you do run out of water. So, if you don't have rain for a while, it will keep a little bit of water in here. It won't fill the whole thing up, obviously, that would be silly. But that's sort of the automation in here, and so the key for us right now is we have to find out where all the plumbing is underground, because we have to install a pump, and that's going to give us plenty of pressure and flow. And that's what we're going to work on today, is trying to find where some of the plumbing is underground so we can start to tie into it. So this is where the output of the water is right here. If I open this valve, you can see this water's coming out. So this is the output. This is 1-inch PVC. This is where we're going to attach the pump to, which will be a constant pressure pump. And basically there is plumbing underground that ties two frost-free hydrants together that are out here. And so we need to find out where that pipe is, because we're going to have to tie the pump into that system. So right now we're going to start digging around here and trying to figure this out. We got this all dug out to see what was going on in here, and it's complicated. Every time you undig stuff and you look at someone else's plumbing, it's always an interesting experience. There's city water is over here that ties into this spigot and then sends water over to the wash station. That's this line over here. But the line that we're concerned about right now is this guy right here. This is a 1-inch line that runs to this spigot, and then it makes a turn. It turns down a 3/4 inch and goes down to the spigot that's down behind the camera, the other end. And so
Ours is a little.
We were originally thinking we were going to tie into this 1-inch line, but I think in reality what we're going to do is we're just going to have a new setup that comes right off the pump that goes over to the field, and then we'll tee it and then tie into this somewhere over here so that we can reuse a lot of this plumbing that's over here. So at this point we're just going to try to set up the pump, get it oriented, and try to go from there. So these hydrants are over near the water collection area I showed you guys before. And so this one is city water, and this one's hooked up in live, and this one is connected back over to where the pump is going to be. And this is that, I guess, 3/4 line. And originally I was going to tie a 1-inch line here to go out to the field, but I don't want to restrict the flow, so we're probably going to tie a 1-inch line back there and have to trench across the other direction. But yeah, we'll hook this guy up, make sure this guy's live too, so we have you know, our rainwater collected water available out here too. This is the other water connection we have, and this is right out in the middle of the field. And this guy here, this hydrant, this one is city water, and it's leaking, so when we're in here plumbing, we're going to replace that hydrant too, so that's not a problem. And then over here we got a bunch of random stuff we're still trying to figure out. This one's got a shutout valve that sends water back over to the wash station and all that stuff over there. And this one's just got this random spigot. Look at this. It's sticking out of the ground. So we'll probably pull that out and cap it. But the plan is to run a line out here with a frost-free hydrant so that we can have our rainwater available out here, and we're going to irrigate that out in the field. So you can see I got the big hat on. The weather is unbelievable out here today. It's probably 80 degrees or so, and we're in mid-March, so just awesome. I know that, you know, I have to travel to get to the farm, but the reality is I'm outside and there are very few people around, and you know, all the visitors that come by, everyone just sort of keeps their distance, and it's been cool. It's been nice to be outside, and the people that have come by have just been in great moods, and it's been really nice to connect with the people that live around here. And there's a lot of excitement about the farm, and they can see the progress, and it's just great to connect and really feel part of the community in this neighborhood, and just feeling awesome. So it's good to be outside. It turned out to be kind of a light day in terms of the irrigation work, but we did our sort of exploring and trying to figure out, you know, how we want to do the irrigation and what's our game plan and what the pipes look like and those kind of connections, and looking at the pump and trying to figure out how all that works. But we did a little bit of light weeding and some more, put down some more wood chips in the greenhouse. All those crops are coming along really nicely. It's been so warm and really not even that many cloudy or rainy days, so stuff's growing really quickly, which is awesome. And we'll hopefully be selling food here in a few weeks, and everything's looking good. People that have been coming by have really been loving seeing some progress on the farm, and it's awesome. And the cover crop's coming up, so it's all good. Everything's going well here. It does, as I said, like, feel good to be growing things and to be outside, and I encourage you guys to do the same. So thanks again so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could do that. And we'll see you in the next one, guys. Be well.